Please stand for the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. This moment of silence is dedicated to two former Cheektowaga Central students. Please be seated. Roll call and quorum check. Mrs. Miano.
Mr. Rashka?
Here.
Mr. Leary?
Here from a remote location.
Mrs. Karapolsky? Here. Mrs. Wilson?
Here.
Mrs. Dubard?
Present.
Mr. Schaefer?
Here.
Mr. Warburg?
Here.
Thank you.
Introduction of any guests. There being none, we'll move forward. I need an approval of the board meeting minutes as amended. Resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the official minutes of the board's regular meeting held on August 18th, 2020 have been amended by the clerk in order to correctly record no appointment to library leader at the high school and guidance leader at the middle school due to the non-existence of the titles in the current CCTA contract. Can I have a motion to approve these amended meeting minutes, please?
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Raska, a second by Mrs. Dubard. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Board trustee reports. We'll start at the end over here with Mr. Raska.
I have nothing to report at this time.
Mrs. Karapolsky?
I was able to attend the Union East Meet Your Teacher Night last Thursday, and kudos to everyone that worked so hard to set up a social distancing event that was held outside. It was nice to see the families there with masks. The Union East PTA stepped in and provided remote learning supplies and in-school supplies so that our kids will not have to juggle things back and forth, and that was great of them to do. I appreciate it. The board appreciates it. And they were also there set up with some popcorn, and even though there were some last minute changes, our teachers were doing their best to make sure all the kids found their assigned teachers, and the kids seemed excited. It was nice to see everybody out and enjoying the evening and getting to see some faces even with masks on. And then I also was able to come to the school campus today for first day opening. I was here in the morning, was able to observe all three buildings opening, and I came in the afternoon and observed all three buildings being dismissed. And it seemed from my standpoint to go very smoothly. Everything looked to be handled nicely. And it was just great to see everybody, especially at the Union East End. Obviously they have littler kids, so there's more involved with pickup and drop off. And to see so many out there stepping up, and I just really have to congratulate that staff over there and everybody that helped out with that, because they were directing traffic, it wasn't just teaching today. And just congratulations to all of them on a great job that was done.
Thank you, Mrs. Karapolsky. Mrs. Dubard?
So I attended the freshman orientation for cohort A, and it was pretty well attended. And I think, I mean, considering it was just cohort A, so it was letters A through K, right, or A through L.
I think the whole day there are 100 ninth graders coming in person, either A or C or B.
Right.
And 86 of them came to orientation, which is
which is pretty good. So, and I think that, you know, for what it was, and having the kids, you know, roam, you know, the halls and see kind of what the layout, what the high school is, because they're coming from middle school. I thought it was, you know, a neat experience for them, you know. So like I said, it was really well attended. I do feel really bad for the resource officer that did her presentation, because she had to like speed it up, and normally she's there for, you know, like an hour, and she did it like in 20 minutes. So we were, you know, condensed version of her presentation, but it's still, I mean, very eye-opening about the apps, because that's what she does. She talks about the apps on social media for the kids. So that was really, really nicely presented. I sat through the middle school drop-off this morning. There were a few hiccups though in that, and it's not anything to do with the staff. It was parents going down the loop the wrong way and expecting cars to move and jive, so it was kind of like, where do you want us to go when it's a one-way road? So I think it's just parents needing to get used to the system more than staff, certainly. But as soon as we got to the door, dropped, my youngest off and off he went, and it was great. So, good experiences for the 3 that were here today. They enjoyed their day, and hopefully it'll stay like that for the remainder of the year. We can move forward. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Schaefer?
I have nothing at this time.
Mr. Warburton?
Well, I did visit the school today, all 3 schools, and it seemed like nobody was there. I mean, it was very smooth though. I mean, the hallway was, I can go from, I went to high school up to by the auditorium, all the way down the end, I didn't see one person. And nobody's walking the hallways or anything, so I mean, I didn't see any teachers or the principal. Where are you at?
In their class?
Well, I saw most of the people, I guess, in lunchroom. Lunchroom was very, people were silent, people were very, behaving in the lunchroom, and the middle school was quiet, so I don't know if that's probably because half the kids are there, half the kids are isn't. I don't know, maybe we should keep it that way. I don't know. So that seems like it worked pretty good, So I went to all the schools, and I went to Union East, and all the little kids had their masks on, nobody, all the little kids, had their masks on, and the teachers had all, had all the things set up in the room, so I mean, they did a lot of work, extra work doing that, and then the other guy in high school told me he had to do extra cleaning, do the hair stains every twice a day, the staircase and stuff like that. So I mean, it's pretty well organized. I don't, it's went pretty smooth there. So, and the kids, all the kids in the classroom, I seen they all had masks, or some had the mask on, even though they were separated, they still had the mask on.
We encourage students to keep them on as much as they can.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So I just want to throw out there that a thank you to everybody that was involved in getting everything in order from soup to nuts. So from the start of the inception of this COVID, and we knew we had to change for school, it took the whole team, everybody that works here had to be involved in it in order to get it up and running the way it is. Is it what we thought it would be? Have you ever thought that this is where we would get to? No, but we're making the best of a situation. And I would like to say thank you to everybody and kudos to the teachers, the staff, the cleaning people, the buildings and grounds, our administrators, everybody, guidance people, our school nurses, everybody. So thank you for everything. Mr. Levere, who I will want to tell you this, because all summer long we had meetings. He's our tech guy, and we've had him running in a ragged million directions. And every time our own machines go down, this man who is right there when I call him, when I text him, leave your computer, or leave your iPad, I'll get it back to you. We'll call and explain, tell me what I need to do, what I screwed up, or what I missed. And I'm gonna say to you, I appreciate you. I think you are like an unsung hero here to me. We appreciate you. We are so proud to have you here, and you are never not here. And it's been hard for you, and I know you work your tail off, and I greatly appreciate it. So kudos to you, and I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart.
Wasn't sure.
We've been around a long time together, and I don't know that I've ever said thank you enough to you, and that's how I feel. So. On the other end, in remote, is Mr. Leary. Mr. Leary, do you have anything that you want to talk to us about? Were you able to give a board report for anything?
No, I have nothing to report at this time. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. So we'll move forward. Citizens open forum. There is no one here to address the board. No attorney's report tonight. On the consent agenda, I would like to remove, I think it's letter G. Yes, and the interscholastic coaching appointment, pending any revised decision guidance on school sports due to the current health crisis. We can't really make a vote or a recommendation on this because we have to see how the changes come down. It's supposed to be maybe end of the week, maybe who knows exactly when, but we will work through that.
We're just removing football and volleyball.
We're removing, okay, just football and
Soccer
volleyball,
and diving.
Torture.
okay? So everybody know.
The other ones stay.
The other ones will stay, yeah, because football and volleyball, you know. Okay, anyone else have anything they'd like to remove from the consent agenda? No? Okay, so can I have an approval for the rest of the consent agenda, please?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
I have a motion by Mrs. Jabar, a second by Mr. Schaefer. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Carried. Superintendent's report.
Okay, my first item is bittersweet. I have the resignation from Mr. John Tresman from his position as a special education teacher. He's been at the high school since October of 2011. He is leaving us to be an assistant principal in Lancaster.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that's fantastic. So, could I have a motion, please, for this resignation?
I'll make a motion.
And a second?
Let's say.
I have a motion by Mr. Jabar, a second by Mr. Warburton. I would like to say it is with true appreciation, and I regret that he's doing this, but good for him, Mr. Tresman. We appreciate your time here with us. So I have a motion by Mr. Jabar, a second by Mr. Warburton. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, the next does not require board action. There are 4 notices of paid leave as permitted by the Family Medical Leave Act.
Thank you.
Okay. So, as we had to receive some cuts in our UPK funding, we also had to make some cuts. Thus, the next 2 items are an abolishment of 1 position in the elementary tenure area.
Okay, can I have a motion, please?
I'll make the motion.
To abolish 1 professional education position in elementary tenure area. I have a motion by Mrs. Jabar and a second by Mrs.
Second.
Sorry, I was gonna say Mrs. Wilson.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried.
And we also have a resolution to lay off teacher aides, 5 full-time teacher aides, also as a result of that cut in funding from UPK.
Can I have a motion for the layoff, please, for the teacher aides?
I'll make the motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion by Mrs. Jabar, a second by Mrs. Karpowski. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
There is no action required, but for your review are the FMLA childcare leaves, intermittent leaves, due to having to care for children whose school or place of care is closed for reasons related to COVID-19.
Thank you.
All right, so we have 2 teacher residents. If you'll remember, you approved the program, the resident program from Canisius College, and now these are the 2 folks who we are recommending for those positions. Reza Espea, Treader, and Ricardo Mendiola.
Could I have a motion, please, for the teacher residents? You'll make the motion, and second, please?
I'll second it.
I have a motion by Mr. Warburton, a second by Mr. Raska. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, addendum number 1 is approval for the Kristen Dudas for the special tenure area of school counselor. She will be starting actually tomorrow at Union East.
Could I have a motion, please, for Kristen Dudas?
I'll make the motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion by Ms. Karpowski, a second by Mrs. Dubard. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Addendum number 2 is the retirement and resignation with your approval with regret and appreciation for Donna Wolcott from her position as lunch monitor at Union East and her resignation from her position as part-time cleaner at Pine Hill.
Could I have a motion, please, for the resignation, or the retirement and resignation from her positions? Donna Wolcott, we appreciate her time with us. Could I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Mr. Raska, second by Mr. Bard. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Board related.
Okay, so you have the highlights of the 2020 summer professional learning. It's provided for your review. No action is required. Your approval, though, is recommended for the 2021 District Comprehensive Improvement Plan as required by the Commissioner's regulations.
Could I have a motion for the District Comprehensive Improvement Plan, please?
I'll make the motion.
And a second?
I'll second
I have a motion by Mrs. Dubar, a second by Mr. Raska. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Business related.
So we have a fire inspection notice. So notice is given that the annual fire inspections have been completed and approved. The full report is on file in the business office and available upon request, and your action is not required.
Thank you.
However, I do want your approval on the capital outlay project, which includes mechanical work and ventilation work in the high school serving area, the high school copy room, and middle school, where the middle school, valves on the middle school boiler. So it's all HVAC work is what I have been referring to it as.
Can I have a motion for the 2021 middle school, high school capital outlay project, please?
it. I'll make a motion.
I second.
I have a motion by Mr. Reska, a second by Mr. Warburton. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
And we do have the UPK contract or agreement with Little Angels that also needs your approval.
Can I have a motion, please, for the universal pre-K contract for 2021 with Little Angels?
I'll make the motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion by Mr. DeBarge, a second by Mr. Warburton. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
And I will need an executive session. I know it wasn't anticipated, but with hiring and all of that, I do have some things then to bring to you that I couldn't get you in time.
Okay, could I have a motion, please, for an executive session for personnel-related matters to hiring?
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Warburton, a second by Mr. DeBarge. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Thank you, everybody, for attending our board meeting. Have a good night.